Welcome back to Man of Substance. Today, we're diving into one of the most controversial truths about relationships: why women always seem to come back after walking away. Now, society tells you that when a woman leaves, it's over, that she's moved on, found someone better, or just lost interest in you completely. But let's be real. How many times have you seen an ex pop back up after weeks, months, or even years? It's no coincidence. And it's not about love either. See, women are emotional creatures. They don't operate on logic the way men do. When she leaves, it's not always because she wants to. It's because in that moment, she feels like she should. Maybe she thought the grass was greener elsewhere. Maybe she wanted to see if you'd chase her. Maybe she convinced herself that she deserved better. But here's what no one tells you. Women are ruled by emotions. And emotions change. That's why they always come back. And the biggest mistake most men make? Welcoming her back, without understanding why she left in the first place. That's why this video is important. I'm going to break down exactly why women return after leaving, and what it truly means when they do. Because if you don't get this right, you'll fall into the same trap over and over again, thinking her return is a second chance when, in reality, it's just another test. So stay tuned, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly what's going on in her mind, and, more importantly, how to handle it like a man of substance. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just completed section 4 in the course, and these insights aren't shared anywhere else. It's easy to access with multiple secure payment options. There are only 5 discounted slots remaining using the promo code. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or check the link in the description to enroll now before the offer is gone. 1. She thought she could replace you, but she couldn't. One of the biggest reasons women come back after leaving is simple. She thought she could do better, and she was wrong. When a woman walks away, she's usually convinced that there's something, or someone, out there who will give her more excitement, more validation, or more of whatever she thinks she's missing. But reality doesn't always match her expectations. Here's the thing. Women rarely leave without a backup plan. Even if she wasn't openly talking to someone else, she likely had the idea in her head that she could easily find a man of equal or higher value. And in today's world, where attention is just a swipe away, she may have believed she had endless options. But what she didn't consider is this. Most men aren't like you. At first, she may enjoy the thrill of freedom or the attention from new men. But over time, she starts noticing something. The guys she meets don't bring what you did to the table. Maybe they're too soft, too desperate for her attention, or just lack the depth and confidence she once admired in you. Slowly, she starts realizing that replacing you isn't as easy as she thought. Take this situation. A woman leaves a man who had his life together, was focused on his goals, and had a strong sense of self. She moves on, thinking she'll find a guy with even more to offer. But after a few months, she starts seeing the difference. Other men don't carry themselves the same way. They lack the same ambition, the same presence. She thought she was upgrading, but instead, she downgraded. And when she realizes this, what does she do? She starts testing the waters to see if she can get back in your life. A casual text, a like on social media, a "Hey, how have you been?" out of nowhere. But make no mistake, she's not coming back because she suddenly realized how much she loves you. She's coming back because she miscalculated. And here's where most men go wrong. They welcome her back without understanding what's really happening. She didn't return because she had some grand revelation about you. She came back because she failed to replace you. And if you let her back in too easily, she'll take you for granted all over again. 2. Her new guy didn't live up to the hype. Women don't always leave because they've fallen out of love. Sometimes they leave because they believe they found someone better. But what happens when the man she thought was an upgrade turns out to be a disappointment? That's when she starts looking back at you. See, women often romanticize new relationships. If she was already emotionally detaching from you before she left, she probably convinced herself that another man could give her everything she was missing. Maybe he was more exciting, had more money, or simply gave her attention in a way that felt fresh. In her mind, she was leveling up. But the problem with fantasy is that reality always catches up. The new guy may have seemed great at first, but once the honeymoon phase fades, she starts seeing the cracks. Maybe he's not as confident as she thought. Maybe he's too available, too needy, or even worse, boring. The qualities that made him seem exciting now just feel like a letdown. This happens more often than men realize. A woman leaves a stable, high-value man for someone she thinks will be better. But as time passes, she starts noticing all the things he lacks. Maybe he's fun, but he lacks ambition. Maybe he's charming, but he's unreliable. Maybe he's attractive, but he can't lead. And suddenly, all the things she overlooked about you start standing out. Let's say a woman leaves a man who was driven, focused, and had standards. She gets with a guy who showers her with attention and makes her feel special. At first, she loves the affection, but soon, she realizes he has no backbone. He lets her walk all over him. He has no real direction in life, and he's too desperate to keep her happy. She starts losing respect for him, and before she knows it, she's reminiscing about the man she left behind. That's when the messages start coming in. The "I miss you" texts, the casual check-ins, the sudden interest in your life. But here's what you need to understand. She's not coming back because she suddenly appreciates you. She's coming back because her new situation wasn't what she expected. And if you're not careful, you'll let her back in just so she can repeat the cycle. The key is knowing your worth and recognizing when she's returning out of regret, not love. 3. Your absence made her reevaluate everything. Women don't truly appreciate what they had until it's gone. When she walks away, she expects to feel relief, excitement, or even happiness. But what happens when, instead of feeling free, she starts feeling empty? That's when the doubts begin. At first, she might not notice it. She's distracted, busy entertaining new experiences or people. But then, something shifts. Maybe it's a lonely night, an argument with someone new, or just a quiet moment where she starts thinking about you again. She remembers the way you made her feel, your presence, your energy, the way you handled things. And suddenly she realizes something. She took it all for granted. See, women live in the moment. They make decisions based on emotions, and at the time she left, her emotions told her she was making the right choice. But emotions are temporary, and as time passes, new feelings take over, nostalgia, curiosity, and sometimes even regret. The things she once complained about no longer seem like a big deal. The flaws she focused on don't feel so important anymore. And the qualities she overlooked? Now she can't stop thinking about them. This is why silence is so powerful. When a woman leaves and you disappear completely, you give her the space to feel the weight of her decision. No begging, no chasing, no trying to prove your worth. Just absence. And that absence speaks louder than any words ever could. Because here's the truth. When a man truly walks away, it forces a woman to reflect. She starts wondering if she made a mistake. She questions whether she was too impulsive. She compares every man she meets to you, and most of them don't measure up. And once that doubt settles in, it's only a matter of time before she starts looking for a way back. The worst mistake men make? Giving her the reassurance she's looking for too soon. She wants to know if you've been thinking about her, if you'd still take her back, if she still holds the same place in your life. And if you give her that answer too easily, you remove the mystery that's making her rethink everything. The reality is, women don't miss you when you're still in their reach. They miss you when they feel like they've lost you. And that's exactly when they come back. 4. She misses the validation you gave her. A woman's ego is a powerful thing, and when you were in her life, you fed it, whether you realized it or not. Every compliment, every look of admiration, every moment you made her feel special contributed to her sense of worth. But when she walked away, she thought she could get that same validation elsewhere. What she didn't consider was that not all attention feels the same. See, when a woman is with a man who truly values himself, his validation means something. It's not just empty praise, it's earned. And deep down, she knew that. She may not have admitted it at the time, but the way you saw her mattered to her more than she let on. But here's where it gets interesting. Once she leaves, that validation disappears. Sure, she might get attention from other men, but it's not the same. Maybe they compliment her too easily, making their words feel meaningless. Maybe they try too hard, making her lose respect for them. Or maybe she realizes that no one else sees her in the way you did. And that's when the craving begins. Women thrive on knowing they hold a special place in a man's mind. When she leaves, she expects you to still think about her, to still want her, to still be affected by her absence. But when you remove that validation completely, when you stop checking in, stop liking her posts, stop giving her the attention she once took for granted, it shakes her confidence. She starts questioning herself. Did I really mean that much to him? Has he already moved on? Was I just another option? These thoughts eat away at her because, for the first time, she's not the center of your world anymore. And that's when she starts creeping back in, liking an old photo, sending a casual message, finding excuses to reconnect. Not because she suddenly values the relationship again, but because she misses the feeling of being desired by you. The biggest mistake men make is assuming that when she comes back, it's because she truly wants them. But in reality, it's often about how they made her feel about herself. And if you don't recognize that, you'll fall into the trap of giving her back the validation she lost, without realizing that once she gets it, she might just leave all over again. 5. She wants to see if she still has power over you. A woman never truly leaves without keeping one foot in the door. Even when she walks away, there's a part of her that wonders, could I still have him if I wanted? And if she starts feeling uncertain, she'll come back. Not necessarily because she wants you, but because she wants to know she still has control. See, women are naturally drawn to validation, especially from men they once had in their grasp. If you are emotionally invested in her, she assumes that part of you still is. She expects that no matter how much time passes, you'll still respond to her texts, still get excited when she reaches out, still be willing to give her attention. And if she ever starts doubting that, she'll test it. That's when the random messages start rolling in. A casual, hey, hope you're doing well, a late-night text, or even something as small as liking an old photo. It's all designed to see if she still has an effect on you. Because if you respond, if you give her even a little bit of that energy back, it reassures her. She still has a place in your mind. And that's exactly what she wants. Not necessarily a relationship, not necessarily commitment, just the assurance that you haven't truly let her go. Because the moment a woman feels like she no longer has emotional influence over you, it messes with her sense of power. She doesn't want to feel replaceable. This is why some women come back, stir up emotions, and then disappear all over again. It's not about reconnecting, it's about proving something to themselves. They want to know they could have you back if they wanted. And once they get that confirmation, their mission is complete. The biggest mistake men make? They think her return is about love when it's really about control. She wants to know if she can still make your heart race, if she can still make you wonder about her, if she can still interrupt your focus. And if she can, she wins. But if she reaches out and finds that you've moved on, that you're unbothered, unaffected, and uninterested, that's when the power dynamic shifts. That's when she starts questioning herself. Because nothing is more unsettling to a woman than realizing the man she once had no longer cares. 6. Her options dried up. Now you seem right. Women love to keep their options open. When she left, she was confident that she could find someone better, someone who checked all the boxes she thought you didn't. Maybe she wanted more excitement, more status, or just a different kind of relationship. But here's what she didn't consider. Options run out. At first, it felt like freedom. She had new people to talk to, fresh attention, and the thrill of possibility. But then, Something happened. Those options weren't as great as she expected. The men she thought would be better than you turned out to be disappointing. Maybe they played too many games, lacked depth, or didn't treat her as well as you did. And that's when she started looking back at you differently. This is where a lot of men fail to see the truth. When she returns, she doesn't necessarily regret leaving. She regrets that her plan didn't work out. She didn't come back because she suddenly realized your worth. She came back because she ran out of better alternatives. That's a huge difference. And yet, too many guys take her return as a win. They think, she must have realized I'm the best man for her. But no, she's coming back because you're now the safest, most stable option she has left. If she truly valued you, she wouldn't have needed to go searching for something else in the first place. Men need to wake up to this. The moment you allow a woman to walk away, explore other options, and then return without consequences, you send a clear message. You are a backup plan. You are the safety net. And once she gets comfortable again, there's no guarantee she won't leave the moment another better option appears. A man who respects himself doesn't tolerate being a second choice. He doesn't just let her slide back in because she suddenly sees him differently. Instead, he makes it clear. He's not an option, he's a standard. If she didn't appreciate him before, she doesn't deserve him now. This is the mindset that separates high-value men from those who get played over and over. The question isn't why she's coming back. The real question is, do you even want her anymore? 7. She regrets leaving, but not for the reason you think. When a woman comes back, most men assume it's because she realized how much she loves them. They think she's had an epiphany, that she finally understands what she lost. But in reality, regret doesn't always mean love. More often than not, she regrets leaving because of what it cost her, not because she truly values you. See, leaving you came with consequences she didn't anticipate. Maybe she lost the comfort and stability you provided. Maybe her dating life wasn't as exciting as she expected. Maybe she realized the world isn't as full of amazing men as she thought. The regret isn't about you. It's about the situation she put herself in. This is what men need to wake up to. When she comes back, you need to ask yourself, is she returning because she loves me or because she hates where she ended up? There's a huge difference. A woman who truly loves you comes back with accountability. She acknowledges her mistakes, she wants to rebuild trust, and she puts in effort to show she's changed. But a woman who only regrets the consequences of leaving, she just wants to slip back into your life without addressing anything. Too many men take a woman's return as a sign to pick up where they left off. They get excited, thinking it's proof of their worth. But here's the truth. A woman who truly values you doesn't leave in the first place. And if she did, she should have to prove she deserves another chance. This is where high-value men separate themselves. They don't let emotions cloud their judgment. They don't get swept up in nostalgia. They assess the situation for what it really is. If she's back, it's up to you to determine if she's coming back for the right reasons, or if she's just trying to fix a problem in her own life. So before you open that door, ask yourself, does she regret losing me? Or does she just regret the way her life turned out after me? Because if it's the latter, then she's not really coming back for you. She's coming back for herself. And that's not a woman you should ever take back. At the end of it all, a woman coming back doesn't always mean she loves you. It just means she lost. And if you take her back without thinking, you lose too. Most women don't return because they had a change of heart. They return because the world outside of you wasn't as kind as they expected. And if you don't recognize that, you'll find yourself in a cycle where she walks away whenever she feels like it, knowing you'll always be there waiting. The truth is, a high-value man doesn't wait for a woman to realize his worth. He already knows his worth. And if she couldn't see it before, that's her loss, not his problem. The real power isn't in taking her back. It's in showing her that once she walks away, she loses access to you forever. So here's what I want to know. Have you ever had a woman leave, only to come back later? And if she did, what did you do about it? Drop your experiences in the comments because I'll be checking them out and responding. Let's talk about this. Let's really break this down together. Because if you've been through this, you're not alone. And if you're going through it right now, consider this your wake-up call. If you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. Only 5 discounted slots remain, and it's easy to enroll with secure payment options. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today.